Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Medicine Man podcast. My name is Uthman Solomons. I'm your host, and I do my podcast from Atlantis, Cape Town, in sunny South Africa. Now, I know you might be thinking, what could possibly be coming from South Africa? Well, we've got a Nobel Peace Prize winner who was also our first democratically elected president. Most of you know him as Nelson Mandela, but to us, he is affectionately known as Tata Madiba. We are also the nation who has the current Rugby World Cup champions, the Springboks. Remember our first win back in 1995? And in 2010, when we took part and hosted our very first FIFA World Cup. Well, it was also then when we introduced the world to a brand new sound, the vuvuzela. Speaking of football, we love soccer very much, and more often than not, we also support football teams from around the world. Well, I'm a volunteer radio presenter for the past 17 years and decided to combine that with my experience as a pharmacist assistant to come up with a podcast where I can share my knowledge in managed healthcare. Often, people don't know what medicines will work best for them in the treatment of various ailments, so I help them with that. I share info regarding medical aid claims, medical aid benefits, and medical aid authorizations. I also have a segment where I allow listeners to ask questions, and I often try to give prizes to those listeners whose questions get featured on the show. I'll admit, I don't have all the fancy equipment that many great podcasters have, but I do have experience and is willing to share my knowledge. I'd rather just record from my mobile phone than to sit back and wait until one day when I have fancy recording consoles. As you know, in the times that we signed ourselves in, we need to be very careful and we need to keep each other safe. So I encourage you to continue to wash your hands, wear your face masks, and observe safe social distances. You can quit my podcast on all major podcast hosting sites, and I thank you for listening to this one.